We hear these stories about people that are being persecuted or that cannot reveal that they believe in Jesus. Yasin is one of them. Yasin is in Iraq. He begged God to reveal himself, and when he did, it changed everything and meant that Yasin's life was in danger. Peace has not been a word that defines the life for Yasin. He's a Christian now in his 50s who converted from Islam. He lives in northern Iraq. He has a family. He tends to his flock of sheep. But even as a peaceful shepherd, Yasin lives with constant risk and fear of death. The history of Christianity in Iraq goes back to the 1st century. Now in the country where the Bible talks about the Tigris and Euphrates River, Christians who are raised in Muslim families face fierce persecution. They even might pay for it with their lives for their faith. Adding that fact is that it's where the rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the ones that we read about in the Bible, and knowing that God had this place special. Okay, but Yasin was from a Muslim family. Yasin was once surrounded by Islamic clergy, and he went to the mosque with his friends and he performed his religious duties. But Islam was simply his cultural custom. It was not in his heart. It was not his true belief. He was searching. He has seen how Islam has been used to inflict harm. He specifically points to the 1988 Anfal campaign in which the Iraqis, the party of Saddam Hussein regiment, killed between 50,000 to 100,000 Kurds. Yasin explains that he said to himself that this cannot be God. If there was a God, then why did the massacre take place? And of course, we have lots of whys in our life. Why did the floods in Texas happen? Why did the hurricane kill and destroy so much in the Carolinas? Still, Yasin continued his prayers for years. His prayer was, God, if you are real, give me a sign. He'd ask it over and over whenever he prayed. And he also spoke, I don't want to be your enemy. I want to live with you. And then God answered. In a dream, Yasin saw the whole world gathered. And he said that the people were in two groups, one black and one white. And that he did not understand what this was. Were they armies going to fight against each other? And he stepped away from that and did not know what to do. And then he saw someone coming toward him. And he said he could not describe how beautiful he was. His hair was long. He wore a scarf on his head. But he put his hand on my head and said, You are my beloved child. This is the way. Follow me. I asked him, where should I go? And he said, follow the white sheep. When Yasin woke up, he was confused about the dream. And so a friend who was knowledgeable about Islam told Yasin that the dream was from the devil. But Yasin was not convinced that it was from the devil. Then a Christian man in Yasin's village told him that this was a vision from God. Yasin met a pastor who read the Bible with him. Yasin was so happy, he said it's the first time in his life he read the Bible, and he cried because of the beautiful words in it. The words of Jesus gave me peace in my heart. In the beginning, Yasin kept his newfound faith secret from his family. It wasn't long until his family discovered his conversion. He admits that before his conversion, he was really violent toward his family. And Yasin said, but Jesus says that we should be servants. I started serving my family, and my wife and children ask why suddenly behavior like this has changed me. And at first he didn't want to tell them. About 5 months after his conversion, Yasin revealed to his wife that it all was because of knowing Jesus. Then Yasin began to pray for his family to come to Christ. And over the course of about 5 years, his son and his daughter and his wife all began to read the Bible, and they eventually joined him following Jesus. Of course, word spread of his conversion. Yasin's community began to turn against him. And he said even his brother came and tried to kill him several times. He said one time he broke my nose. But that wasn't all. They threw a firebomb at my house. Thankfully, the Molotov cocktail didn't burn down the house. And in the village, Yasin says he feels like a sheep among wolves. Despite that, he explained, I know that God has a mission for me to bring the good news to my village. Community with other Christians has been crucial in Yasin's journey as a follower of Jesus. It's because of the support that Open Doors gives Yasin that he's able to grow in his faith through seminars and conferences. And as he continues to follow Jesus in Iraq, he asks for your prayers. He asks us to pray for him, for his family, for believers, and he believes in the power of prayer. He asks that our prayers ask God to give him strength to be able to evangelize to as many people as possible. I ask you to pray that God protects my children. Of course, our prayers are always that God protects our children. But what about our brothers and sisters that are in Iraq? Please, please continue with your prayers, but continue to have prayers for the Christians in Iraq, and that they are able to evangelize to others, and that others will turn to Jesus.